snack. Me and you gonna have a little chat about books. Hi guys! So it has been a long time no see because I have been super busy with my uni work. As you guys know, I told you a little bit about it before. Good news, uni is over for the year, or at least I have finished everything that I need to finish for the year, which means all I've got to do now is go in on Wednesday and hand in my stuff, and then I'm done! Yay! So I am so excited and very happy to have the summer holidays, and that is always good fun because it means I get to read loads and loads of books and have a great time. Also, I have some very exciting stuff coming up, a load of reviews that I need to do because I haven't reviewed anything throughout the month of May, I don't think, and maybe not even the end of April, so got a lot of reviews that will be coming up. And on the 1st of June, I have a very exciting announcement that will be happening, which is a little bit secret, but it should be a lot of fun and you guys will be getting involved with that and it should be awesome. So look out for those things coming up soon. It's only 1 week until I move back home for the summer, so you might see a few more videos with this as the background. I want to try and get all the reviews done, but this background will be no more in a week's time and I will be moving back home. And I will have a gigantic book haul to do when I'm at home because I ordered a lot of books and I got sent a lot of books by publishers and things like that as well, so that's all very exciting. But I'm going to show you guys all of the books that I bought between April and May because I haven't actually shown you guys any of the stuff that I bought for a long time, and I have been collecting quite a lot of books, so let's get started. The first book I'm going to show you guys is actually the sequel to Smiler's Fair. This is called The Hunter's Kind and it's by Rebecca Levine. I am reading this now, as you can see from the little bookmark at the top. I am loving it. I really enjoyed Smiler's Fair, which I gave a 4.5. And so because I loved the first one so much, Hot Escape very kindly sent me the second one to review as well. I'm not that far through, I'm about a quarter of the way through and I'm loving it so far, so I feel like this one is just going to be even better than the first, and I would highly recommend that you guys get into this series. There's a lot of really cool characters. I absolutely love them all. They are all really interesting, really well defined, really well characterised, and I would highly recommend this series if you are a fan of things like George R.R. Martin, because it's very similar, but it's not at all like medieval knights and things like that. It's a lot more tribe based and it's just really interesting. So highly recommend this series to you guys, but that is the first book I got. I also recently picked up Weird Sisters, which is the 6th book chronologically in the Discworld series by Terry Pratchett. I have just read the 3rd one and loved it, so I want to keep on collecting these editions and I just picked this one up. Following on that same theme of Terry Pratchett, I then also spotted Good Omens, which is a story I believe written by Neil Gaiman and Terry Pratchett. I'm not sure it's the Discworld one, I think it might not be, but it's published in the same editions as the Discworld, except that the Discworld ones are fabric and this one is not fabric, so I don't know, but basically they just look so good together that I had to get it in that edition. It was the only one they had in the shop, so I picked it up. I'm sure I'm going to want to read it. I love both Terry Pratchett and Neil Gaiman, so it should be exciting whenever I get to it. Next, my boyfriend actually bought me this book, and this one is called The Fall of Fair Isle, and it's by Rowena Corey Daniels. I believe it's actually 3 or a trilogy in one book, a like bind-up edition. Inside it contains Broken Vows, Dark Dreams and Desperate Alliances. I'd never heard of this author before, but this cover is really weird and creepy and cool and it just drew me to it, and I don't know why, but the cover, the moment I saw the cover I just had to have this book, and I don't even particularly like love the cover, but I think it's the contrast of the colour of the blue and the pink. It just really drew me in, it captivated me, it made me want to know what it's about. It sounds like a fairly standard classic sort of fantasy, barbarians and all sorts thrown in as well, and I think it should be a good one, so I'm looking forward to getting to this, hopefully sometime soon. But yeah, I've never heard of this one before, so if you guys know anything about this book or this author, then definitely let me know. Next, I picked up another bind-up edition, which is The Braided Path. This is the bind-up of The Weavers of Samir, The Skein of Lament, or The Skin of Lament, and The Ascendancy Veil, which are by Chris Wooding. Chris Chris Wooding is the author of the Ketty J series, and I have just finished up the Ketty J series this month. I absolutely adored them all. I gave them all 5 stars. They were all spectacular, especially the last one. It made me cry a little bit. So really, really love his writing style, and I definitely wanted to check out more of his stuff, and I heard that this one was a good one, so I'm very excited to get to this at some point. It is pretty large, but I'm sure it will be a lot of fun, and I have a lot of faith in his writing, so I'm very excited to get to this. Next, I picked up Valor, which is the second one in the Faithful and the Fallen series by John Gwynne. I just read Malice and I enjoyed it a lot, even though it's very classic fantasy in tone, and it's very similar to a lot of other stuff. It's got a lot of tropes in it. It just stood out as a really well written book, and it was a lot of fun to read. So I picked up Valor because I think Michael and I are fully intending to continue on with this series, hopefully in June, and I definitely want to give it a go. Plus these covers are just gorgeous and I love them. So I'm very, very excited to continue on with this one. Next, I picked up a book that I have been meaning to buy in physical format for a while. This is Ben Galley's The Written. This is actually a self-published book as far as I know, and it's one that's been quite successful over in the UK, and I don't know an awful lot about it, but I think it's either really, really cheap or free to get on the Kindle, which is where I originally got it from, but then I really wanted to get the physical editions because these front covers are just spectacularly gorgeous and I wanted to give them a go. So now I have it, and I'm definitely determined to get to this one very, very soon because I have had this on my Kindle for a very long time and I've been meaning to get to it, and it's actually not very long, so it shouldn't take me very long at all. Can't wait to give it a go. Next, I picked up one of the Malazan books, and this is actually the first one in Ian Esselmont's series. So basically, Ian Esselmont and Stephen Erickson both wrote this world together. They played games, D&D games, in the world of Malazan, and they made up a whole lore and history to it all. And Stephen Erickson has the Malazan Book of the Fallen series. This is the Malazan Empire, I believe. Yeah, this is the first one in the Malazan Empire series, so the books, they do connect. There's characters who overlap from the 2 different authors' stories, and this one is apparently best read between the 5th and the 6th of Stephen Erickson's books. So I just finished up the 5th one of his books, absolutely adored it, gave it 5 stars. So now I picked this one up. It's a lot shorter. I believe this one kind of breaks the mould of Malazan a little bit in that it's only over 2 days, the story, and it's very, very action-packed and intense. So I'm looking forward to seeing what that's all about, and I cannot wait to give this one a go. Plus, I love the cover of this one. It's got a little ship on it and it's super cute, and yeah, very excited to give this a go in June. And then we come on to the graphic novels that I have recently picked up. So this one is not technically a graphic novel, it's an illustrated book because more than 50% of it is words, and this is A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness. I really, really love Patrick Ness's Chaos Walking series when I read it, and this is a rather interesting book because it's actually based on a story that, I'm going to say this so wrong, Seopan Dowd? No idea how you say that. She came up with the concept for this story, and he basically wrote this after she died, and it's illustrated and it's absolutely gorgeous illustrations, which is a major reason of why I picked it up, but oh my goodness, I cannot wait to get to this. It's not very long, so I'm definitely hoping I'll be able to get to it sometime over summer. Should be amazing. I've heard a lot of great things from people on BookTube about this, so can't wait to give that a go. Next, I picked up Volume 2 and Volume 3 of Amulet. These are by Kazu Kibushi. I read the first one quite a while back, if you guys remember. There is a review of it on my channel somewhere. I really enjoyed the first one. The art style is really, really beautiful, very playful and very fun. It's very bright, but actually there's a lot of fantastical elements in this, and I have heard that the series gets better as it goes and then kind of trickles out at the end, so I'm intrigued as to what it's going to be like. I can't really remember a whole great deal about the first one, so I'm intrigued as to whether or not I'll like these as much, but I'm definitely looking forward to them, and again, these will be super quick to get through. Next, I picked up Volume 2 of Black Science. This is by Rick Remender, and I read the first one, and I said to you guys in my review of the first that I didn't love it to begin with, and then as it got more into it, I got more into the story as well. It was a story that I definitely wouldn't have continued on with if I picked up the single issues, but because I read the whole volume, it was intriguing by the end of that, and therefore I wanted to continue on. So I really like the art style of these. I think the pops of colour are incredible, and it's just very, very beautiful. But equally, I feel like they're slightly messy at the same time, and I don't know if that's something I like or not. is not very long at all. It's really, really short, and hopefully I'll get to this very soon and enjoy it a lot. So I'm hoping that the series continues to grow and get better, because it definitely felt like I was only just getting into it when I finished up the first volume. And then I picked up volume 4 and volume 5 of Chew, which is by John Layman. I absolutely loved volume 3. Volume 2 was pretty good still, I really enjoyed it, but it wasn't as good as volume 3. Volume 3 I loved, so I instantly went out and bought 4 and 5 afterwards. I haven't read them yet, even though I really want to, because I've been so busy with uni, but I fully intend, now that I'm finished up with all my work, to get to these very, very soon, and I'm sure that I will be buying the next few in the series as soon as I finish these up as well, because they are just amazing. It's about Tony Chew, who is a cheapopath, which means he can basically see the past and see any sort of associations with the food that he eats, and it's really weird, really gruesome, and really awesome. So yeah, definitely advise that you check this series out if it sounds like something that appeals to you. Next I picked up Porcelain, which is, if you guys remember, I got a single issue which was like a teaser for the second volume. This is by Benjamin Reed. I didn't know if I was going to pick this one up, but when I looked through the artwork of the teaser that I was given for free, it looked awesome. The artwork's amazing, I love it, so I just had to go and pick this one up, and that's exactly what I did. I really don't know a lot about it, but it says it's a kind of gothic fairy tale. It looks rather gruesome. There's a girl on the back like eating her own hand off, so that's pretty grim. But I'm really excited to give this a go, and apparently it's one of the like best sellers in the comic book shop where I bought it from, so I'm really intrigued and I can't wait. And best one till last, some of you guys might have seen this very recently on Sam's channel from Novels and Nonsense, because she also recently picked this up, but this is In Search of Lost Dragons. It's by Eliane Blackmore and Carrienne M. I'm so sorry if I got them completely wrong, but oh my goodness guys, this is the most beautiful book I have ever seen in my whole life, and it's about dragons. Best book ever. So let me find some beautiful spreads. Basically it's kind of like a diary of these explorers who are looking for dragons. I haven't read the whole thing. I've started it, but I've not got very far because, again, uni taking over my life. But oh my goodness, this is, honest to God, one of the most beautiful books I've ever seen. I love the fact that you get to see the final coloured images, and you also get to see the kind of rough sketches. It's so incredibly done, and I just absolutely adore it because it's the same sort of style that I love to draw in, and I think it's just beautiful. I will definitely insert a clip now of the book with me showing you it in a bit more detail, because it deserves a bit more detail because it's beautiful. To read this. Again, this is one I'm sure I will get to over the summer because it's not that long and it's just so beautiful that I want to read it right now. So that is all of the books that I have at uni that I've recently bought. I will be having a huge book haul when I get back home as well, because I have done a ridiculous amount of book shopping recently. But I'm so excited to show you guys all of the books that I've got, and I cannot wait. So if you know anything about any of the books that I've said, if there are any you particularly want me to review or read sooner, let me know. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all very soon in another video. Bye! Me and you gonna have a little chat.